That's rather lovely.
Yeah, it's got a sort of Paul Simon feel about it.
It had a Paul Simon feel, had a sort of slightly, was that bluegrassy, that guitar?
Yeah.
Something? It reminded me also a bit of Midnight Cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what a lovely thing. It's
Gary
Gary Jules' new single. Is that out soon or now or when?
A couple of weeks' time. Broke Windows. Cool.
June Sarpong is with us, ladies and gentlemen. June, how lovely to see you again.
Hello, Jonathan.
What a gorgeous young woman June Sarpong is.
See, you guys just say the sweetest things.
It's truth. Everyone knows it. What do you do at the moment? What are you working on? What are you up to?
At the moment, well, today's the last episode of Dirty Laundry.
And now that's on the moment on Channel 4, isn't it?
Yeah, Channel 4 on Saturdays.
It starts just before the end of the show.
It does. It starts at 12:55, and it's basically a young chat show, and we get people on to talk about their problems, and that's it, really.
Dirty Laundry.
Yes.
But it's not one of those shows where you then bring out people who've had a DNA test.
No.
Terribly in tears.
And they're having affairs with their mums, and they all start fighting.
Hey, but I'd watch that one. Yeah.
I tell you, so would I, and I do watch that one.
Are you a Jerry Springer fan?
Not anymore.
No.
I used to be, when it first started.
Yeah, so did I. Now, what happened? Why did you go off him?
Because I'd seen it all. I mean, what else is there to do once you've had 2 million transvestites on and what have you not?
I began to feel a little unclean about myself as well.
Did you really?
Well, you're kind of wallowing in other people's misery, aren't you?
Yes, but, you know, such is life, I suppose.
Speaking about transvestites,
Yes.
have you been watching something about Miriam with the transsexualist on it?
I've seen 2 episodes. Interesting.
Yeah.
She's a babe. What do you think of her? What
I
do you
would.
think of her? Would you?
What about you, Andy?
Yeah.
Andy?
She's amazingly attractive.
And June, would you?
If she was a bloke, yeah.
She kind of is. That's the great thing.
That's the great thing.
That's what I was saying. Jane, my wife, said she would as well. I said, what a great night in there would be for everybody. Because no one goes home unhappy there. Pick an end and work on it. That's kind of what you do.
Everyone gets seen too, exactly.
Well, I think that's a good night in.
I think that is a great night in.
Never mind aerobics. That's what you want to do.
There you go.
But what's happening? Because I remember reading that you were working on an idea for a Sex and the City type show over here in the UK, and we were talking about Sex and the City earlier. Is that happening? Is something going on?
Yeah, it's all very early days, but you know, we've got a great group of people together. So it's
and would
very
you be
exciting.
performing in that as well, or just
No.
working behind the scenes?
Just behind the scenes, but yeah, no, it's very exciting.
Now, June and I have something in common over and above us being kind of unnaturally attractive. To the opposite sex.
No, you.
Thank you. We come both from the same part of East London.
We do.
You even went to the school right near my school. You went to Connaught for girls.
Yeah,
didn't you?
I went to the girls' school to Jonathan's, which is Norlington.
Norlington School for Boys down the road.
And your mum, celebrity, let me tell you, everybody knows your mum.
Whether they want to or not. But Norlington, I drove past there recently, and of course, have you been back to Connaught School at all?
Yeah, I went there last year to see all my old teachers. They're all still there.
Just to go and rub it in. Well, of course, but that's
Look at me now.
because you're young. You see, if I go back now, you know, all my teachers are dead. You know, it's terrifying.
But don't their kids work there? Because at Connaught, that's what happens.
That's some kind of like old tithe system. You have to pass down your children. But of course, it did look. It's. I went there and drove past it. We went to a gathering that my mum
very
organised
posh
for Christmas.
now.
Well, you say that, but we drove past and I showed my kids. I said, "That's the school I went to," and they both went, "Oh, Dad."
Poor you.
Yeah, because it looked like Starlight 17, just concrete and a little bike shed out the side, and this big foreboding-looking building. And the playground was about 10 by 10 foot out the front. Not the same.
But the houses around it, it's now, you know, quite trendy.
It's getting gentrified.
It is,
all
big
of London
time.
appears to be. But you don't live that way now, do you?
No, not anymore.
Whereabouts do you live?
Just round back of Channel 4, Victoria.
So Van
Well,
Victoria?
I will be. My builders are in at the moment, so hopefully I should be in about 2 weeks' time.
And is that mainly where you're working with? You're sticking with Channel 4?
Yeah, for the meantime, but, you know, it's all about picking the right thing, I suppose.
I suppose if BBC One came knocking.
Have you got any advice for me, Jonathan?
I have. Pick a mentor
Yes.
in TV. I
Yes.
found that a man older than you
Yes.
would do, possibly
Yes.
all with his own hair and teeth.
Yes.
Do everything he says,
Okay.
unquestioningly.
I think he needs to come from Leytonstone
That's a good
even
thought.
more.
Now, hey, Sarpong, that's an interesting thing, because you're Ghanaian. Your mum
Yeah.
and dad are from Ghana, aren't they, initially? Were you born in Ghana or were you born here? in the
No,
UK?
born here.
Okay.
In Forest Gate, actually.
And do you consider yourself Ghanaian partly?
Well, because Ghanaian people are very similar to Asian people. So, like, when I watch the Kumars and all of those programs, it reminds me of
You mean the way the family unit is?
Yeah,
and
the way the family unit is. You know, everything's education, education. When I said I wanted to go into TV, they're like, oh, no, you don't do that.
Push your kids quite
Doctors,
hard to become a career, of course. That's what they're looking
Yeah,
for.
that's what they're... And it's all about education.
It's understandable and admirable, but I suppose if you're a kid growing up in that, it might feel a bit suffocating.
Totally. And you kind of have to be very strong to sort of put up with the family meetings, because that's another thing Ghanaians do. We have family meetings
See, I like
where
some
you
of it.
see uncles that you haven't seen in 30 years and they all come round and tell you what to do, even though their own kids are getting up to whatever.
And
So
you have to listen.
well, you're supposed to.
Okay, so what went wrong with you? How did you work up in TV then? when your mum and dad obviously would much rather you be an accountant or a lawyer or a doctor.
Or a doctor.
Or a teacher.
No, teacher's not even good enough for them.
No, not good enough.
No. It's going to be lawyer. Architect, maybe. What happened with me was that basically I kind of sort of stood my ground, even though I had different aunts and uncles coming around for about 2 months, every day for a couple of months. But I said, no, I'm going to go and work. What do you mean? Go to university. And now my mum tells everybody, oh, yes, my daughter, you know the one on TV. I'm the one that told her to pursue her dreams. Like, whatever, love.
But it's nice that she now takes pride.
Yeah, she takes credit for it.
And you would never publicly admit that she stood in your way.
No, never, of course not. My mother.
Have you got any brothers or sisters that did turn out right?
Well, my sister's a chef for Japanese Airlines.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so I suppose that's kind of acceptable.
Does she hanemash any of the Nihongo?
Pardon?
Does she speak any Japanese?
I don't know about that. If she does, I don't understand it.
Nihongo ga skoshi wakarimasu.
Wow, Jonathan.
Yeah, I
Look at that.
What about that?
What does that mean?
I understand a little Japanese.
Like, hello?
Yeah, I think.
A round of applause.
All I can say. I think.
That's all, you say it so well.
Oh, thank you very much. I've been working on it for years.
For years.
So you've got a sister who works as a chef, and any other siblings?
Yeah, then my brother also went the wrong way. He's an actor. He's in America at the
You've got to
moment.
be careful, maybe putting it quite like that.
Hey, we got a lot of love
We've
in
got
this
an actor
family.
who went the wrong way, and he is now in Something About Miriam.
Yeah. And enjoying it.
Yeah. What a life.
And then the little one's 12, so she doesn't know what she wants to do yet.
And presumably, though, she must look up to you, I would have thought, because it must seem very glamorous.
No. She doesn't care about me. She looks up to, coming down to the studio and meeting Justin Timberlake and people like that. But
What's the
not
deal
me.
with Justin Timberlake?
In what way?
Why do women find him attractive? He looks like
I
a young
don't.
Jewish kid who went to a youth club with David Baddiel. He's like a kid who played guitar at Habonim Drawer with my dear friend David Baddiel. What's going on? Everyone's going, he's this great-looking guy. He's not a bad-looking guy, but he looks like an accountant.
I don't fancy Justin Timberlake.
But you're
He
12
looks
years
a bit
old.
young as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. What's going on there?
Good dancer, though.
It's all right, but until you've seen some proper moves.
Oh, hello. Hello. He could learn a thing or two.
Yeah, bit of robotics there.
This needs to be TV. People need to see these moves, Jonathan.
I can't get on TV.
Well, come
I want to
on.
learn breakdancing properly. Can you breakdance?
No.
I'm gonna learn
Vernon
breakdance.
can.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Vernon can break dance. He can spin on his head, on his back.
Vernon
and everything.
Kay's too unwieldy and large in size to break dance. He'd take someone's eye out
I
spinning around in a
swear
small
to
car.
you, he can. He really can. Get a couple of pints down him.
Actually, I remember seeing a clip of him breakdancing on a show actually years ago. He wasn't terribly good.
Wasn't he?
No, not
well,
really.
he's got better since then.
Well, I'd like to see it.
I assure you.
See what issue a challenge. We're going to play a track for you now. What have you dug out for the lovely
It wasn't
June Sarpong?
mine. It was Sarah doing research on June found it, and it's a Marvin Gaye track.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
And
Which
this
is
is
hopefully called "My Love Is Waiting." Is that the one?
I love that song. How do you know that?
I think we have a hit on our hands.
Here we go.
Well, that wasn't a very good Marvin Gaye track, but I mean, I'm glad we cheered you up. I mean, it wasn't one of his...
Great track.
Wasn't even in the top sort of 50% of
No, I
Marvin Gaye
tend to
tracks.
agree,
Yeah,
sorry.
there you go.
It's a great track. I'm sorry, fellas.
Does your mum like it? Does your mum still bust a move? Can she still shake?
Oh no, she's got too big for that.
Is she-
but,
is
you
she a big
know.
lady now?
Oh yeah.
What kind of size are we
But
talking?
Lovely big, because that's a great thing as well about Ghanaian or African women. The bigger they get, the sexier they
Well,
feel.
the brothers love a lady with a big back.
There's nothing wrong with that.
As Sir Mix-a-Lot sang,
I
love big butts, I cannot lie. And why would you want to when that's a popular sentiment to express? And it's true that, but the black guys do love a big booty, don't
They
they?
like a big booty. Well,
I'm with them on that. I want to say that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with some curves.
Absolutely.
And some front helps. I mean,
And a bit in
you're
the middle.
doing all right in that.
And even an ankle
department.
occasionally. It's fine,
Yeah.
you know. A thick wrist goes down a treat. Not so big on the fat necks.
You don't want the fat legs.
Yeah. No necks.
No legs.
What are we talking about here? Is this a top-rated radio show? I don't believe it is anymore. June, it's so lovely to see you. I'm really pleased that you're doing well on TV because you're one of these people, you know, I'm sure you have a real kind of energy and charisma on screen, which I don't believe can be faked. But what are you going to do? What, ideally for you, is the sort of dream place to wind up?
I think dream place to want to go, definitely want to do a lot of stuff behind the scenes because I really enjoy that. I really do.
So you're talking about producing or writing mainly? What sort of...
Both would be really nice. And then presenting-wise, you know, programmes that kind of empower the chicks. I'm a girl's girl, so stuff like that.
So shows. And so what shows are there on TV at the moment that you think do bring about some sort of female empowerment?
Well, especially when Mr. Ross is flirting with ladies.
I like that. I like the sound of that. I like to think of the...
Or when you're reviewing great movies with fabulous women.
But I'm generally speaking, I think I do actually quite like women.
Well, I think you do.
Yeah, but a lot of men don't like women.
Is that so?
Yeah, I think so, even though they're not aware of it.
Don't use me in it again.
I didn't say anything. No. But, you know, sometimes you see people and you think maybe you don't, you know, there's a sort of degree of...
Maybe they kind of only fooling themselves.
I see what you're saying.
Yes, that could be what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you're big. I bet the gays love you, don't they?
Well, I hope so.
I can imagine.
I've got a lot of love for them,
yeah.
so, you know.
Do you dress up much? Do you like, when you go out in the evening, are you someone who goes out flamboyantly or are you more classy?
I'd say probably a bit more classy.
I can imagine so. That's a bit disappointing.
Why?
We like the trash. That's what a man wants to see.
There's a place for trash. Sometimes it's not out of the house.
Gotcha there. OK, I think we're going to go to music now on that classy note, which
you,
I
darling.
brought in, not you. June Sarpong can be seen. If you want to switch over, you can go and catch her on, is it Channel 4 right now? Channel 4 right now. Alternatively, if you fancy some more top-quality radio, you can stay here or listen to XFM, where Adam and Joe are just starting. 104.9 in the London area. It's a great show.
Great show.
Obviously, I wouldn't recommend you leave Radio 2, but
No.
hey, you know, you're free to do what you choose. What are we going to end on, Andy?
Bit of Oasis.
June, lovely to see you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Tiny bit of Oasis to end the show on there, but that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for listening. 88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC.